Welcome to Hero Villains. Who do you think would win in a fight between Ebony Maw and Magneto, as they both control metal? Magneto is one of the most powerful mutants in the Marvel Universe, with the ability to manipulate magnetic fields and control all forms of metal. His powers allow him to move, reshape, and even create metal objects at will, and he has a wide range of combat experience. Ebony Maw is a member of the Black Order and possesses powerful telekinesis, allowing him to manipulate and control objects with his mind. He can also create force fields and is known for his cunning and strategic thinking. Magneto's ability to manipulate metal is more direct and extensive than Ebony Maw's telekinesis. While Maw can manipulate objects, Magneto can manipulate metal at the molecular level, giving him a significant advantage in raw power. Before we dive into the analysis, please click the subscribe button and remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you very much. Magneto is not only capable of manipulating metals, but also possesses powers that go beyond that. He can control electromagnetic fields on a large scale, affecting the Earth's magnetic field and even affecting charged particles in the surrounding space. In particular, Magneto can also manipulate the amount of iron present in a creature's blood, allowing him to control the opponent's body at will. If Ebony Maw's blood contains iron, Magneto can use his ability to control it, turning him into a helpless puppet before his terrible power. Not only can he control the opponent's movements, but he can also cause more dangerous effects, such as freezing the flow of blood, disrupting the circulatory system, or even creating weapons from the element itself inside the enemy's body. With his ability to manipulate magnetic fields, he can disable technology, disrupt electronic systems, and control the combat environment in a way that few can resist. In terms of speed, Ebony Maw has the advantage because he seems to be more agile and nimble than Magneto. When flying, Magneto usually just hovers slowly, not showing the ability to move at high speeds like Maw. However, in terms of reflexes and combat speed, Magneto has the absolute advantage. He can react extremely quickly to threats at close range, such as accurately blocking bullets flying towards him. In particular, Magneto once stopped a bullet that was heading towards a police officer's head when the gun was pointed directly at the target. In addition, Magneto's speed in manipulating magnetic fields is also a big advantage. He can create metal barriers in seconds, block surprise attacks, or manipulate objects in the space around him without any preparation time. Ebony Maw is often underestimated, but his powers are actually quite impressive. He can control Thor, while a weaker version of Thor has been known to pull giant rings from Nidavellir that are the size of a small moon. This means that Maw is capable of moving objects of enormous mass with ease. Meanwhile, Magneto possesses the power to destroy planets. He can tear all the metal off a planet, causing a massive imbalance and inadvertently destroying it. This is not only a feat on a continental scale, but also demonstrates the ability to manipulate matter on a massive scale. The difference between the two characters lies in the method of control. Maw uses his psychic powers to control and manipulate objects, while Magneto controls magnetism on a macro level, allowing him to manipulate metal on a scale terrible. Both possess incredible power, but Magneto has the advantage in terms of large-scale destruction. How easily Magneto can tear apart the planet, he literally does it without breaking a sweat, talk, and create a shield strong enough to keep Quicksilver out. I think it's safe to say he could destroy the planet if he really wanted to. Magneto is incredibly superior to Ebony Maw in terms of intelligence. He has tracked down and identified Nazis who had changed their identities, showing excellent analytical and strategic abilities. Magneto can also play chess on par with Charles Xavier, a genius with superior intellect. Furthermore, he has planned and led many strategic attacks against humanity. On the other hand, Ebony Maw has not really shown much strategic intelligence. One of his biggest mistakes was making his presence known only after learning that Doctor Strange possessed the Time Stone, one of the most powerful artifacts in the universe. This shows that Maw lacks careful calculation, not considering the consequences of revealing his target. Magneto is not only powerful, but also a talented strategist, able to predict his opponent's moves and adjust his plans flexibly. Meanwhile, Maw, despite possessing strong psychic abilities, lacks caution and strategic vision. Ebony Maw possesses the ability to telekinetically lift, control, and throw a variety of objects, including metal. This ability allows Maw to manipulate his surroundings and attack opponents with objects from a distance without direct contact. However, Magneto can easily negate this when faced with metallic objects. With his ability ability to manipulate magnetic fields, he can directly control the metal in those objects, making it impossible for Maw to gain control or even reverse their movement at will. This makes Maw's metal attacks virtually ineffective against Magneto. Not only does Magneto control objects, he can also use magnetic fields to create defensive shields blocking attacks from non-metallic objects. Therefore, despite Maw's powerful ability to move objects, Magneto still holds the advantage in a direct confrontation, especially when the surrounding environment contains metal. The presence of metal in the environment would be very beneficial to Magneto, as Magneto has been defeated by supporting characters like Mystique. However, based on pure strength, Magneto's feats are very much stronger. Magneto possesses strength far beyond that of most mutants and superheroes. He has ripped through all the metal on the surface of the Earth, with an estimated mass of trillions of tons. This is not only a planetary feat, but also one of the greatest displays of power. This ability is not only far beyond what Ebony Maw can do, but is on par with or even surpassing many other powerful characters in the cinematic universe. If he wanted to, he could destroy a world simply by manipulating the metal resources within it. While Maw possesses impressive telekinetic abilities, he is still no match for Magneto's catastrophic power. Ebony Maw's powers pale in comparison to Magneto's. So far, Maw has only been shown to be able to manipulate medium-sized objects, such as cars and the like. Meanwhile, Magneto has the ability to manipulate metals on a planetary scale, leaving Maw completely overshadowed by this overwhelming power. Not only is Magneto superior in attack, he also possesses incredible defensive capabilities. He can create gravity fields using magnetism, as shown in X-Men Apocalypse, where even Quicksilver, one of the fastest mutants, could not reach. And not only does Magneto protect himself from physical attacks, but he can also absorb and neutralize any object Maw throws at him. Subscribe to the channel, it helps us a lot, and moreover, you will see great videos every day. You are the best, thank you very much. In the comics, Magneto can also manipulate electromagnetic energy fields, so he could tear Ebony Maw to pieces. Just throw some at him and Ebony would have little defense against it. The only thing worth noting is that Ebony Maw in the comics has some sort of mind control powers, suggesting telepathy, but Magneto designed his helmet to withstand that, so it is possible that he would be immune to it. Magneto has shown incredible power by teleporting a large part of the Earth after being unleashed to his full potential by Apocalypse. However, it is debatable whether he retains that level of power, as in Dark Phoenix, Magneto is unable to reenact the same feat. While Magneto is incredibly powerful, Ebony Maw still has a chance if he can avoid environments with metal. Maw's telekinesis allows him to manipulate the space around him in a way that doesn't rely on specific physical elements. Additionally, Maw has shown to be faster than Magneto by a significant margin, which could help him dodge attacks and find a more effective counterattack in a head-on confrontation. However, speed isn't the only deciding factor in a fight, especially since Magneto has the ability to manipulate the combat environment with magnetism. In the MCU, Ebony Maw and Magneto seem to be fairly evenly matched when it comes to combat environments, as metal is always around for Magneto to use. If Maw picks up rocks to attack, Magneto can manipulate the amount of metal hidden in those rocks, greatly reducing Maw's advantage. However, in terms of personality and decision-making ability in combat, Magneto has the overwhelming advantage. If Thanos threatened to wipe out half of mutant kind, Magneto would not waste a second on Ebony Maw. He would easily dispose of Maw like a tissue and focus all his attention on Thanos, ready to confront him without hesitation. Thanks to that, he is considered an entity with planetary power, capable of creating massive geological changes and destroying the environment at will. Against such a macro power, Ebony Maw has no chance. In the MCU, Ebony Maw is a combination of two characters, Supergiant and Ebony Maw. However, like most characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Maw is also significantly weakened compared to the original. If we only consider what is shown in the movie, Magneto seems to have the advantage in terms of pure power. His feats show that he can manipulate magnetic fields at a very high level, even changing the environment around him at will. However, magnetic control, while powerful, is limited to metals, and it is worth noting that neither character in the MCU has been shown to have planet-level powers like in the comics. Neither of them has feats that would justify the ability to destroy on a massive scale. So, if we look at the movie versions alone, a confrontation between them would likely result in a battle balance. In the comics, Ebony Maw has no such powers. He is a master schemer and manipulator. Supergiant, however, has ridiculous telepathic and telekinetic powers on a cosmic scale that make her virtually invincible. invincible, just like the rest of the gang. So Magneto could defeat Maw in the comics, but Maw is not stupid enough to fight him. Comic book Magneto wouldn't stand a chance against Supergiant. There's nothing he can do that she can't do, just more powerful and on a much larger scale, and Magneto has defeated the Avengers in the comics, so in the context of the MCU, taking them down would be even easier. When it comes to the original 6 Avengers, Magneto can manipulate many of their key weapons and gadgets. He can control Black Widow's gun, Hawkeye's arrows, Captain America's vibranium shield, Iron Man's high-tech armor, and even Thor's hammer Mjolnir, which contains a large amount of metal. Furthermore, depending on how much control he has over magnetism, he can also affect the human body, as we contain metallic elements like magnesium. This means that Magneto could disable the Hulk by controlling his own body, or simply use the metal objects around him to attack and overwhelm. Magneto can also manipulate the Earth's magnetic field, creating massive geological changes. If he really wanted to, he could open a large fissure in the ground, sending his opponents falling into it without having to fight directly. While Ebony Maw possesses formidable abilities, Magneto's control over metal and extensive combat experience give him a huge advantage. Magneto can control the battlefield at will, nullifying most of Maw's physical attacks by manipulating the metal in his surroundings. At the same time, his magnetic defenses help counter indirect psychic attacks, making things difficult for Maw. Magneto would win due to his overwhelming offensive and defensive abilities. He can create magnetic barriers, control objects remotely, and use the metal around him to turn them into weapons against Maw. However, there is one scenario where Maw could win, and that is if he can destroy Magneto's helmet and attack his mind directly. And if he loses this defense, Maw can use the opportunity to gain the advantage and finish the fight. Overall, Magneto is still the one who has a higher chance of winning, with a win rate of about 8/10 times. I hope you enjoy this fight. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Follow me if you like. That's it for today's video. Thank you very much, everyone.